Hello and welcome to day 3 of the posture challenge. I'm going to get straight into it because I know I always hate when people talk a lot at the beginning of these videos. So today we're going to be doing some roll down, some foam rolling for our backs, I'm going to show you how to do wall angels, some upper back strengthening and some glute activation as well. So we're just going to start off by doing some roll downs. So just a nice warm up for the spine, letting the arms drop down to the ground. Let gravity take you one vertebrae at a time and then rolling back up. Excellent. So I'm so proud of myself. I managed to green smoothies last 3 days. Done my 2 litres of water last 2 days. I'm a little bit behind today on my water, so I'm going to have to up my game a bit before bed tonight. Sorry this video is a bit later than I intended. I'm not quite sure where the time has gone today. It just seems to have got absolutely zapped. And just slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Really nice warm up for the spine. That's it, well done. Keep going. We'll do a few more there. One more. Just rolling down like the weight of your head, your hands, just slowly pulling you towards the ground, one vertebrae at a time. And then coming back up, one vertebrae at a time. That's it, really rolling, 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 rolling up. Lovely. So next we're going to be using the foam roller. We're just going to start with opening up our pecs initially, so we're going to put it vertically like we did on the first day. We're going to put it along our mid-back, and then we're just going to let our arms and our head drop off. Do a little bit of a passive stretch there. So your hips are off the ground, your knees are hip width apart, your feet on the ground. And you're just letting gravity take your hands towards the ground, so you're opening your chest. It's an absolutely gorgeous chest opener, stretching out those pecs, especially if you're doing a lot of desk work. This can be really quite uncomfortable for a lot of people. I quite like the foam rollers without the cogs for the spine. I know mine does have cogs and the sort of raised lumps, so I always think they're very good for your calves and for your hamstrings, but for your back I feel like the smoother one is a bit kinder. And as I mentioned before, you can always put a towel on top or a jumper or something like that. Excellent. Coming back up. Now we're going to put our foam roller the other way. So we're going to go horizontally. We're going to start at the top here. And then we're going to let our head, we're going to cross our arms over. Hips are going to come off the ground as we roll through our mid-back. That's it. So we're just going to roll through. If you've got long hair, it's a good idea to tie it up at this point before it gets trapped underneath your foam roller. That's it. We're just going to roll through the mid-back. So we're going to start at the top, let the head and hips drop down. Go a little bit further, let the head and hips drop down. I've done a different angle with the camera today, so I'm hoping this works a bit better to see what I'm actually doing. Let the head and hips drop down. And again to the top, let the head and hips drop down. Rolling down another inch, let the head and hips drop down. Oh, I can't get my words out tonight. A little bit further, let the head and hips drop down. Gorgeous. Okay, so a little bit of mobility for the upper back. Now, we're just going to do a little bit through this area here where people tend to get a bit hunched. So we're just going to put our hands either side of essentially where we tend to get that hunch. So very close to the spine. We're going to bring our elbows in front of our chin together, and then we're just going to raise the elbows up to get a little bit of movement through this area. So we're just going to work through this very tight upper thoracics. prevent us from getting that hunch, which unfortunately tends to happen to us ladies more than men, which is, again, one of those unfortunate things that women tend to get more of than men. Rasm frasm. Excellent. Now we're going to change that up and we're just going to do some little figures of 8s. It's going to be a really small movement. If you're doing a big movement, you're not doing it properly. So just a little, the smallest figure of 8 that you could possibly manage to do. Get a little bit of movement through those upper thrusts. I'm going to move down a little bit and go a little bit further. Okay, lovely. Excellent. So the next one is going to be a wall angel. So what I want you to do, standing next to a wall, is I want you to bring your feet about 2 feet away from a wall, or about 1.5 foot if you're my size. And then leaning against the wall, you want to kind of do this cactus position, if you can see that. That's it. So you're going to bring your wrists to the wall, your elbows, and you want to tuck your tummy in so that your back is completely flat. So 3 main points: back of the wrists, elbows, and mid-back and lower back should all be touching the wall. Okay. Now in this position, you're going to bring your arms up and you're going to bring your arms down. That's it. And make sure those 3 points are touching the wall: wrists, elbows, and lower back. I'm going to do this on the ground, but you're going to do it again, leaning against the wall. Okay. So this delight is called a wall angel. So it's a really good all-round one for posture. Let's pop you down there. That's it, keep going. So you should really feel it through the front of your shoulders. This one sometimes you don't feel a specific stretch. It just feels a bit awkward for your shoulders, but it is excellent for posture. So again, you're not doing a big movement. You're probably only moving about 1 inch one way and 1 inch the other way. Okay, a few more there. Right. How are we doing? So, next we're going to do some more, these are always called dumb waiters, which I don't think is a very nice name. But we're going to do some more of the ones that we did yesterday. So thumbs to the ceiling, elbows in by side. Imagine you've got newspapers either side that you don't want going anywhere. Okay, and then we're just going to work on our back, shoulders back and down. Make sure you're not shrugging your shoulders. Keep your shoulders back and down. Belly button in, nice tight core. So we're just bringing the hands out slightly. And really try and focus on your upper back and those little muscles between the shoulder blades. Keep going. So please do leave a comment if you have been watching this video. I would love to know if you've been managing to have a healthy breakfast and drinking your 2 litres of water a day, and if you've been managing to do your posture exercises every day. Wouldn't it be a great thing if, despite everything going on, we ended up, by the end of 21 days, having a lovely posture, having a really delicious posture. And all rest there. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit of glute activation. So we're going to be doing some bridges. So we're going to do one type without a foam roller and one type with a foam roller. So we are going to be laying on our back, bring our hips up, feet are hip width apart, and we're just going to roll up nice and slowly, coming up into a glute bridge. Now, I want you to make it a little bit harder by bringing out one leg at a time and just hold it for 5 seconds. So when you bring the leg up, I don't want you twisting or dropping a hip. Imagine you've got tea tray your hips and try to keep it nice and level. Good. And the other side, 5 seconds. Sorry, I'm not sure you can see my head at this point, but I think it's probably more important to see my hips and my feet. So really good for our posterior chain, great for our hamstrings, our glutes, our back extensors. So all the ones that tend to get very weak when we're sat down. So I don't know about you, but I've definitely been sat down too much over Christmas. Too many movies. Okay. So we're on 3. Lovely. Now we're going to get our foam roller and we're just going to pop it underneath our heels. So because it's a wobbly surface, it kind of makes us work a bit harder. So we're going to put the foam roller underneath our heels, come up into a glute bridge, and we're just going to hold it for about 20 seconds. So you'll probably really feel this in your hamstrings. Another 10 seconds. All right, and rest. Okay. Now we're going to get our TheraBand. We're going to pop it just above our knees. Mine is quite an extra long piece of TheraBand. So yeah, TheraBand you can buy on Amazon, it's spelled T-H-E-R-A, band, B-A-N-D. So this is kind of the one that all the professionals use. But you can get exercise bands everywhere. I think I even saw them in the pound shop the other day, or TK Maxx as well. I should get some quite good ones from TK Maxx. But TheraBand is a really good brand if you're looking for some. I'm using the red one today. Red or green is kind of a medium resistance. I wouldn't be using the black one, and that's the very, very strong one. Okay, so we're just going to do a half squat. So bring your belly button to your spine, feet plugged into the ground. Imagine your feet are planted into the ground and almost twisting out. They're not actually going to twist out, but when you have that intention, when you push against the band, it really fires up these glutes. And you're going to sit back into your imaginary chair, nice flat lower back. So you don't want to be arching this way and you don't want to be extending. So a nice flat lower back. Right, so what we're going to do is we're just going to do some side walks. Good. Get those glutes working. So for the sake of my screen, I'm just going to do enough to go either side, but you can keep going further if you want to. Keep going. Lovely. All right, I'm just going to go across one more time and the other side. And back. All right, well done everyone. So let me know if you drank your 2 litres of water, if you've had a healthy breakfast, and if you've got to the end of this video, I want you to type the code word spine underneath in the comments. But have a great day. Bye everyone.